everyone? I'm Matt Williamson, at Williamson NFL. What's going on? It is game preview time. I am a believer in, when these two teams meet, you just throw out the records and this is going to be a grudge match and all those good things. And maybe Ravens week is exactly what the Steelers need to focus and change some things that they've done and reassess where they're at. Crucial for the division game. But deep down, I don't feel great that the Steelers are going to make a lot of changes or play significantly better than they have lately. So let's start with when Baltimore has the ball. And there you have to start with Lamar. He's been a shell of himself since returning these last 5 games. That being said, there were a few flashes on Thanksgiving evening where he looked explosive again as an athlete. And I wonder, with 10 days rest, might you be getting him just at the wrong time when he's starting to come back to life a little bit? I think that's possible. He's missed a ton of throws and just looks not comfortable. And he's got a myriad of lower body injuries. I really don't think he's super healthy, but if he's a little healthier, that would sure help. Now, how on earth can Harbaugh think, considering those things, and that they have good weapons, not great weapons. They don't have a true number one receiver. And all their weapons, to me, have taken a small step back from last year. And their O-line's taken a noticeable step back. And even Henry's taken a small step back. And this version of Lamar is a massive step back. He could explode at any time, though. How could you not, though, watch Steelers-Bills and say, let's just give it to the big dog 1,000 times. Let's just give it to Henry over and over and over and make the Steelers stop it and prove that they're better against the run. Now, the Steelers have been better against the run in previous weeks. Chicago, Indy, Josh Jacobs, so they've stopped formidable run games. And this team doesn't run the ball as well as they traditionally have with Lamar and Henry in the backfield. But that has to be the backbone of what they do. And if you think about, man, we got a lot of problems here as a Ravens team. What could we do to get back on track? Run the football. I mean, and I'm going to say the same thing about the Steelers on the other side of the ball. I mean, big picture with these coaches that have more than been around the block, I would think that they look at their problems and say, what's step one to getting our problems fixed? Running the ball on offense. So I think you're going to get a lot of that on both sides. At least I hope so when the Steelers are out there. Again, Lamar's not been completing passes. Rodgers kind of looks like a shell of himself as well. And Flowers is dangerous. Andrews is a really good player. Still, they just gave him a contract. But I do think the Steelers have some advantages in the trenches, particularly as pass rushers. And Lamar's made a lot of mistakes lately. Turnovers, sacks. They have a really bad sack differential in Baltimore. Steelers have a great one. But I also I bring this up all week, that they have to face another opponent with a big rest advantage. And with considering Lamar's situation, I just worry you're going to get a better version of him. I'm not talking about MVP, one of the best players in the league, Lamar, but not a problem Lamar. Might be enough for Baltimore to win this game. And I mean, they can still beat you in a lot of ways. You know that Baltimore's going to come out with a lot of heavy personnel, that they're going to try to beat you up. Steelers defense played a ton of snaps last week. Again, they're a rest disadvantage. They played 1 million snaps this year. And if I'm Baltimore, I'm bringing out Ricard and multiple tight ends and a big back. And even if I get the 3rd and 3, that might be a running down. That's just the way I would handle it.
Football season's finally here. Time to check out the latest odds, futures, and win totals on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Think the Steelers are headed to the Super Bowl? Lock in your bets today. Whatever your game, FanDuel Sportsbook delivers the latest lines, futures, and specials, so you can join in on all the action.
Now, on the other side of the ball, when Pittsburgh has the football, I'm hoping, like we talked about before, that let's get this thing back on track. Let's run the football. They don't run the ball poorly. They just don't run it enough. Some of that's because they don't run enough plays, but just their run-pass ratio, the Steelers, favors the pass way too much for my liking, especially as poorly as Rodgers has played and looked, and the other weapons aren't stepping up. I don't understand why they don't use Freiermuth way more. Metcalf is becoming too easy to take away. Not all his fault. A lot of that's just because the other wide receivers aren't threats and no team respects them. I like this Ravens secondary. It's a good group. It's not a phenomenal group, but it's a good group. And Hamilton is a massive wild card that'll play all over the place. He'll blitz. He'll play the run. Probably will spend more time near the line of scrimmage. And they're really good at taking away the short passing game. You know, the speed of Roquan and Hamilton near the line of scrimmage, which I think is a huge key in this game and a huge advantage for Baltimore. Is if you're just going to dink and dunk and get the ball out in 2.2 seconds, these guys run and tackle and hit well. I don't think they rush the passer well. I know they don't. They can manufacture a little bit of pressure through blitz, but blitzing Rodgers is not what teams have chose to do because the ball comes out so quick and he diagnoses it really well. Teams do blitz Lamar a ton. I don't know if I would if I were the Steelers. Side note. I just don't know how much I trust Rodgers at this point to truly go through progressions, sit in the pocket against a not so great pass rush, wait for plays to develop, and throw strikes at the intermediate and inside the numbers levels. We just haven't seen it. I mean, everything's a go ball or a dump off, and I just don't know that you can beat this defense enough playing it that way. I think they have to run the ball a lot, voluminously, as I like to say, and maybe that will be the approach. And maybe I think they could have success in that manner. But in the end, I don't trust either one of these teams. I wouldn't mind betting against both of them if they were playing a different opponent right now. But in Baltimore, huge rest advantage. Baltimore certainly played better than the Steelers the past few weeks, despite what Lamar's fighting. But I also kind of in my core think you're going to get a little bit better version of Lamar than you've seen the last couple weeks, which is a pretty low bar for him to get over, which I expect him to do because he's awesome. And I just think they're going to get a lot of Henry against a tired, beat-up defense. And maybe it doesn't pay off for Baltimore right away, but I bet it does as the game goes on. I mean, we've just seen a lot of second-half struggles. So I have the Ravens winning 20-13. All right, take care, everyone. Hopefully I'm wrong. Bye.